Hello, everybody, and welcome to Manufacturing Matters, where we talk about the technology and trends that are reshaping the global manufacturing industry. Thanks for joining us today. I'm with my co-host, John Lewis from Tech B2B. How are you doing, John?
Doing great, Winn.
Wonderful. Pleasure. How are you?
We're
I am pretty good. It's been a good day. I'm enjoying myself. And today we're lucky enough to have Alex Rudolph with us. Alex is from SensoPart. Alex, how's your day, man?
So far, so good, I would say. Yeah.
Beautiful. So I know SensoPart to being a machine vision expert. You guys play in that field. Can you tell us a little bit about what makes SensoPart special?
Okay, what makes SensoPart special? I would say we are maybe a hidden champion in the market. We are not as big as others, but I would say we do a pretty good job with our size, and sometimes the small one beats the big ones. I would say we have outstanding products, but I'm sure I can talk about a little later what is our specialties, I would say.
Wonderful. Yeah, we got some questions all set up for that.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do there at SensoPart?
So I'm the head of applications engineering, to say, worldwide. So my team is taking care like a consultancy for our customers. So I like the way we do. We have very good educated technical salespeople, and they work together like in a tag team with our application engineers. So if the customer has a question, we are there to help them to try to find the right way to solve this application. And that's a very good way that works out very well. And that's how we compete in the market against big ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of trends in industrial automation, machine vision. And one thing I really want to talk about is AI. I know when I was at Vision Stuttgart in 2016, everyone was kind of talking about deep learning and doing OCR applications with that. A few companies were coming out with tools for that.
That's true.
But now there's real world applications. And I noticed on your website you have some involvement in AI. And I'm wondering, could you talk a little bit about what SensoPart's approach to AI is?
So our approach was to bring in AI into a vision sensor. So vision sensor hasn't the highest computing power ever, like a PC-based system or whatever.
Right.
And in the very beginning, I was involved when we had the first conversations with R&D. They said, you need to have cloud computing and everything behind, and you need to have, octal core and GPU and whatever.
Right.
And you need to teach in like 1,000 images or whatever of the different classes. But we end up with a very, very good and easy to use solution, I would say. So you open up the config mode from the visor, you open up the detector, which we call classification AI, and then you can train up the pictures you would like to have. And it's after like 8 pictures of one sample, let's say, you click on train and it takes a minute. So it's not time at all to take a coffee. And then you get a pretty good result, I would say. It's crazy.
Alex, are you working with some pre-trained models to be able to expedite that whole process?
Yes, we have a pre-trained model, and we rely on a let's say, pictures we got from, or training models we got, and then we teach our additional pictures and the applications.
Right.
And that's the way he's finding always the right model and also the right classifications of the samples, I would say.
Okay, beautiful.
What kind of applications are you seeing customers deploying AI-enabled products into?
As I said, the detector is called classification AI, and in the beginning we considered to have a detector which is able to distinguish between parts. But now we do have this like nearly 1.5 years in the market. We see that the people are more using it to distinguish good and bad from each other. So I see there are advantages mainly if the part is not coming all the way the same position, and you have different reflectancies in the image and whatever, and then it looks out that here AI is really a game changer, because in the past you have to spend a lot of money for illumination,
right,
or in the handling of the part to get it in a better way in. Mm-hmm. And now we are more flexible just by adding those images. That's really cool.
That's nice, but you can take some of the stress off the lighting system design, because for so many years that was a key part of what people would refer to as the black art of machine vision.
Yeah.
But you're making a much more reliable solution. As you said, a vision sensor, which traditionally has been kind of an entry point, into the machine vision market. It's amazing that they brought AI and deep learning capabilities to sensors.
How do you see traditional machine vision tools and deep learning complementing each other in single applications?
So I would say they fill up. So we do have tools like caliber tools where we do geometrical measurements. We also have now in the latest release a detector implemented which we call the contour check. So it's like a shape tracing tool. And I would say with this traditional methods, it's still obvious that you need to have it because you may have applications where you want to get, I don't know, the radius of something or the diameter. So here we need to stick with the traditional methods. But if you have something like a texture, so on the roof you may have seen we differentiate different tire types, and it's just a different way to approach an application now with AI. Because in the past you need to consider, okay, what's the difference? Is it the contrast? Is it the brightness? Is it the contour? Is it the geometry or whatever? So with AI, you don't need to think about something like that. You just click in. So that's my tire type A or B or C or D. And then you click on training and then you're done. But I see, and that's the reason why we have our object sensor, the visor object, additionally equipped now with the AI tools. So they can take use of both worlds and choose what is best for my application or customers.
Earlier, you mentioned that traditionally AI has been a very processor-intensive application, at least function set. How is it processor development capabilities that have progressed that have enabled this? Is it how you're approaching your software design, or is it a merge of the two?
I think it's more or less the software design, and for sure we also will develop more processor speed into the camera, because we see now there is, you give something out to the market and then there is a big pull out of the market. So currently I would say our AI inspection rate is very fast. So you can classify or check a lot of samples per second, I would say. But now there is demand coming. They would like to get more use of this, and now we need to keep up with this as well.
Right. So customers just have it go faster and cheaper, right? So always two easy problems to solve all the time.
Yeah. Have you noticed any recent trends in customer requests? And can you discuss how SensoPart is addressing them?
Other than power and cheaper, because that's a good.
That's always.
I don't want to talk about cheaper. I'm here to, let's say, the way we support customers is really being a partner of our customers. So, I'm from Germany, and we have the big automotive brands in Germany. They're really partners. I don't want to call them customers, and we learned a lot from them. And then we are able to spread this out to all our other customers. And so I would say, for instance, you have seen on the roof, we are also very present in robot guidance, not just AI. So AI for me is object inspection and classification. Robot guidance, where it is about positioning parts. There we see a big demand in the market. It's amazing how many robots you see here on the trade show. Yeah. I saw companies growing up like mushrooms coming out of nowhere, and they build nice robots, I would say, but they also need to have good eyes on the robot. Again, it's the handling. Either you get your handling in control, or you need to have somebody tells you, okay, now the object is, I don't know, a little bit to the left, a little bit up, and a little bit rotated. And I would say we have implemented, beside AI, also very powerful visor robotic, we call it. Which is a vision sensor again. So, there is a term, vision-guided robotics. I better like to call it vision sensor-guided robotics, because, vision sensor is more ease of use, more people can take their hands on, and we find a pretty nice way for calibrating this little sensor to the robot. And we learned this from our customer Mercedes. So they told us, hey, look, if you do it like this and that, it's much better for us, because then I don't need to send the whole maintenance team into the robot cell. And then that's what we learned, and that's what we implemented, and that's what we now can give to all our customers.
Simplified software, simplified interfaces, simplified hardware. That's the progression that drives all of this. I know you offer a number of different cameras in your machine vision camera family. Are some of them, are the AI cameras going on robotics, and how does the application drive that? Or do you have other more either traditional systems, or is AI across the whole product line?
No. So, we have a Visor, we call it a family, so it's all related on the same hardware. It's also the same software we have behind, but the choice of the detectors you have inside these different models, they vary, because not every robot customer needs to have an AI for inspection, not every AI inspection application needs to have code reading or whatever.
Right.
So you can choose which is the best for you. So that's one of our possibilities to keep the price low. And on the other side, we also have, it's called the all-round device, where we put everything in. So that's pretty good for laboratory, but it's also good if you have mixed applications in your application at all. And then we can take use of application in robotics and AI, in code reading, and whatever.
Yeah, you mentioned calibration, and I know in the past, robot calibration vision is kind of complicated. There's intrinsic calibration and extrinsic calibration, and
Global coordinate calibration.
yeah. Is there how do you make it easy for customers to
That's I like it a lot. So when we started with robotics, we had a calibration that was based on point pair lists. So that's very common in the market. So you place parts in your field of view, then you take your robot pointing to them, you look in the camera, what are the coordinates, and then you start filling up the list. But that's, I would say not so nice. And there is a worker in the need to go in, and imagine we are talking about automotive, and in automotive you are just not able to make a point pair list out of it. And what we did is, I call it the marriage dance in German, the Hochzeitstanz.
Sounds better.
Yeah, I think so. We mount typically our camera end of arm because she is really robust, she is very compact. When we can be really implemented into the robot, we have industrial cables, everything is shock-proofed. We have integrated illumination, integrated lens, and this makes us really suitable for end-of-arm mounting. And now there comes the calibration into it. So you can place our calibration plate somewhere you can reach in the whole robot side. It could be under the roof, it could be on the floor, it could be on the sidewall.
Right.
As long as you can go there with your camera, and then you do this marriage dance. So it's you go into the measurement position, and then you move the robot in 9 moves around. So like I was learning the Wiener Walzer. And then afterwards you get a calibrated system, because the robot is sending the coordinates to the camera. The camera is taking them, she is filling up the list of the points, and then she is calculating back to the robot coordinate space. And from this moment on, you are calibrated. No need to know the exact TCP, no need to work or get into the groove. That's brilliant. The customers love it.
Absolutely.
There's 9 robot moves.
Yeah. Teach in 9 points, good.
And I assume that's pretty much an automated routine, right? In terms of teaching, it's just, set, go, calibrate, comes back, we're good to go.
Yeah, it's easy.
Beautiful.
And we did this now. We started with ABB and KUKA implementing this, and nowadays I would say we are able to handle. Now I see some new robot brands. I would say we can handle like 80 or 90% of the robot brands on the market. So we are completely independent from the robot manufacturer. And if there is a new one, it's just a little bit maybe copying from what we did for UR, or copying what we did for ABB or whatever. So there's Albo, for instance, a good partner here in the US. And I watched the code, and they said, we copied a little bit here and a little bit there. And after like 20 minutes, they had a running library. That's it.
So your solutions are definitely going on traditional and cobot on a regular basis for machine vision. Is that a fair statement, or no? Is it more still the traditional big industrial bots that are using VGR versus cobot?
So I would say, cobots are really trendy because they are more easy to install at the customer sites. Every application looks a little different. Sometimes it's loading a test station. Sometimes it's taking a part out of a machine. I would say the classic robots, the really big ones, like you have in machine handling in automotive or bigger parts, or if you produce a washing machine or whatever, I would say for us we are not related to one or the other.
So still the traditional robotic is leveraging. And you see, I think that's pretty common. I mean, the cobot folks are expanding their ecosystems to include machine vision, but in many of the applications, and I think maybe another part of that is that they're targeting really small and medium enterprises, right? Relatively, who might be tighter budgets, have less complex applications. need that repeatability, but really aren't as focused on maybe throughput, for example. And of course, positional accuracy, cobot is traditionally lower than industrial.
Exactly.
So that's another component.
As you said, so there is definitely a trend for automation which goes to robotics. And also now the smaller and the mid-sized companies are investing in robots, and the integration time gets lower. Also with our tools, with our technologies, they can reduce the complete integration time. And also if I look back at the production at SensoPart, as you know, we produce it also on our own, so we develop and produce it.
Right.
Now also the first robots came into it. Traditionally, we are 30 years old, we have anniversary this year.
No kidding.
There was all was handmade, but now we started also to implement robots into production because the return on invest is reaching very soon.
Are there any topics we haven't touched on Alex, today? Especially in major trends, maybe related. What's next? I know you can't share with us your future roadmap, of course, but I mean, if we look at machine vision, we look at VGR, we look at all these applications and the additional AI. What's something to keep an eye on the horizon?
So I think the way you teach your sensors will change. Nowadays, if I look back in the past, you need to be able to handle a programming language, like C# or Java or whatever. Then companies like SensoPart, we made it parameterizable, let's say, so we configure what we want to do.
Right.
And I think, everybody is now knowing ChatGPT, so where you go into I call it like an interview with you. And I could imagine that one of the next steps will be you say, look, here's my image. I'm interested in getting the, position of the 3 holes. I would like to know the diameter, and I would like to know the distance from the center to the corner or whatever. And then he's doing like boop, 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 and then you get your results. So I could imagine that this will be getting into.
I think you're right. I mean, we're already seeing some hints of that to a little bit, being able to take maybe part of a spec from particular pod tolerances, put those right in and kind of develop a routine for inspecting those key tolerances. John, you got any other thoughts?
I don't know. Is there anything that we haven't talked about that you think is important for our audience?
I don't know. So I could talk like another 8 hours about SensoPart, even if we are quite a small company.
Anything special for the 30th anniversary?
Yes, absolutely. We do have our ISM. So there's my colleague Karen sitting. So we do have a big party coming soon in 4 weeks, and we will have a nice trip on our home river Rhine in Germany, and I'm really looking forward to this. And everybody is coming from the whole world.
Wonderful.
So I'm traveling a lot. I'm traveling to, as you see, to US. I was in China 4 weeks ago, Korea. And now everybody is coming to Germany, and I'm just looking forward to meet all these people and have a nice time.
You're looking forward to taking a nap on that boat after all that kind of world travel. That's crazy. Well, Alex, thank you. We can't thank you enough for taking some time out of your day to come share with us about SensoPart and talk about AI, traditional machine vision, vision-guided robotics, always exciting topics. And, it's nice
Don't call it vision-guided robotics, call it vision sensor-guided robotics.
Got you. Got to have additional. You're absolutely right. And
The new acronym.
That's just what we need. Yes, VSGR. Exactly. Now, John and I will be looking forward to our invitations to the party next month, so that'd be great.
Let me see if we have 2 spots left.
That would be beautiful. Need a bigger boat. So if you guys got any questions for Alex at SensoPart, want to learn a little bit more, go to sensopart.com.
Exactly.
And you can check out the educational materials, look at their product information, including what's hot and being shown recently at Automate Conference. If you've got any other questions, send them to us. We'll be happy to pass them along to Alex. He'll get back to you as soon as possible. In the meantime, thanks for watching Manufacturing Matters. You can catch our old episodes at manufacturing-matters.com. If you'd like to be on a future episode, ping us down below, and make sure you check out our podcast on all your major podcast platforms. Until next time, thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again.